students. So in our last class we learnt about compounds and as well as elements of 16th group family. 16th group elements. So we already discussed about the elements present in 16th group, that is oxygen family. So in this group we discussed about the elements oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. Also we learnt about the physical properties of this group. So finally today I am going to explain about the compounds of oxygen family. So this is important essay question in this topic, that is compounds of compounds of 16th group element, that is nothing but oxygen family. Compounds of oxygen are simply compounds of 16th group family. So now, so first compound is oxides. Oxides. So what are oxides? Oxides are nothing but binary compounds of oxygen with other element. If suppose H2O, H2O is a oxide of hydrogen. So here binary compound, that means there are two atoms. Binary compounds of oxygen with another atom is known as oxides or simply oxide. So any compound which contain oxygen and one more element, that is binary compound of oxygen with another element, that is known as oxides. So basing on number of oxygens as well as nature of oxygens, these are classified into several types. So first one is basing on, so classification. So first of all, it depends on two parameters. First parameter is basing on oxygen content. That is the amount of oxygen present in that oxide. So basing on this parameter, so what are the classification of oxygens? So basing on the presence of oxygen content, oxides are classified into four types. These are classified into four types basing on oxygen content. So first one is normal oxides. So what are normal oxides? If suppose H2O or MgO, magnesium oxide, and also Al2O3. So in these oxides, these are all contain sufficient oxygen as expected normal valency of metal. So definition for normal oxide is, if an oxide contains sufficient oxygen as the metal normal valency. If an oxide which is having a sufficient amount of oxygen as the normal valency of metal, so if normal valency of metal is satisfied by oxygen, then that oxide is known as normal oxide. If suppose H2O, so example for normal oxides or first one H2O. In the case of H2O, so here hydrogen, each hydrogen always having +1 state. Hydrogen having only one electron, therefore it is having a tendency to loss of one electron. That is why hydrogen is always +1 charge. So here two hydrogens are there, therefore both are having +1 plus +1. So totally the charge present on hydrogen atom is +2. Here water, in water oxygen always having -2 charge. Therefore here the total valency of metal is satisfied by valency of oxygen. So that is the content of oxygen that is sufficient as the normal valency of metal. Therefore, it is a normal oxide. So one more example, MgO, magnesium oxide. So magnesium having a tendency to loss of 2 electrons. Therefore, it is Mg plus 2. That is why oxygen also having minus 2. So both are equal. Therefore, each normal valency of metal is sufficient by the presence of oxygen content. Then that oxide is known as normal oxide. So examples are H2O, MgO as well as aluminum oxide, that is Al2O3. So in all these oxides, there exists a bond between metal and oxygen. So here Al2O3, therefore there is a bond between aluminum with oxygen. So here bond between magnesium and oxygen. So here bond between hydrogen and oxygen. So therefore these oxides always contains MO bond, that is metal with oxygen bond. Then that oxide is nothing but normal oxide. So this is the first one basing on oxygen content. And the second one is polyoxides. Second one is polyoxides. So poly, that is more. So here if an oxide contains more oxygen, if an oxide contain more oxygen than expected as the normal valency of metal, normal valency of metal, then that oxide is nothing but polyoxide. Therefore, polyoxide contains more oxygen than the normal valency of metal. So there exists the MO bond as well as oxygen-oxygen bond, because here there is a excess of oxygen is present in the oxide, that is there exists a oxygen-oxygen bond along with oxygen metal bond, then that oxide is nothing but polyoxide. So in polyoxides there is a more oxygen than expected as the normal valency of metal. So these are again classified into 3 types. So polyoxides are again classified into 3 types. These are, first one is peroxides. First one is peroxides. So peroxides are polyoxides in which there is a O2 minus 2 ions. That is, if an oxide contains O2 minus 2 ion, then it is a peroxide. If suppose H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, H2O2. So here H2 having plus 2 state, therefore O2 having minus 2 state. It means it is having O2 power minus 2. So hydrogen peroxide contains O2 power minus 2 ion, therefore it is a peroxide. So in peroxide there exists MO bond as well as OO bond. If suppose hydrogen peroxide like this, oxygen, oxygen, oxygen and hydrogen. So here there is a oxygen hydrogen bond as well as oxygen oxygen bond. Therefore peroxide contains O2 minus 2 ion as well as MO bond along with OO bond, that is the bond between 2 oxygen atoms. So for example barium peroxide, that is BaO2. So this is also peroxide. And sodium Na2O2, this is sodium peroxide, this is barium peroxide. So here barium is present in plus 2 state, therefore it is having O2 power minus 2. So barium oxide contain O2 power minus 2, that is why this is the example for peroxide. And also here sodium peroxide, in this sodium always having plus 1 state, it is only having a tendency to loss of 1 electron. therefore it is always plus 1, but here 2 moles, therefore 2 into Na plus, that is it is totally having plus 2 state, that is why O2 is having minus 2. Therefore this is also example for a peroxide. Therefore peroxide contain O2 minus 2 ion as well as MO bond and also OO bond. So examples are hydrogen peroxide, sodium peroxide and barium peroxides. Also whenever peroxide is reacted with dilute acid, peroxide is reacted with dilute acid, if suppose barium peroxide, that is BaO2, whenever barium peroxide is reacted with dilute H2SO4, this is an acid. So when barium peroxide reacted with H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, it gives barium sulfate along with H2O2. So BaSO4 and one more H2O2. So what does it mean? Every peroxide reacted with dilute acid, it gives H2O2, hydrogen peroxide. Therefore simply peroxides are derivatives of hydrogen peroxide. So here barium peroxide reacted with the dilute SO4, it gives barium SO4 along with H2O2. Therefore BaO2 is a derivative of H2O2 because it is reacted with the dilute acid, it gives sodium peroxide, hydrogen peroxide. So this is hydrogen peroxide. And one more, if suppose barium oxide reacted with dilute HCl, that is also acid, hydrochloric acid, it again gives BaCl2 along with H2O2. Therefore every peroxide reacted with dilute acids, it gives hydrogen peroxide. So examples, barium peroxide as well as sodium peroxide. So this is the first peroxide or first oxide present in polyoxide. So polyoxides are 3 types. First one is peroxide, that is the definition for peroxide. And now second one is superoxides. Superoxides. So what are superoxide? Whenever an oxide which contains O2 minus ion, then that oxide is known as superoxide. So if any oxide which contains O2 minus, oxygen power minus 1, that means again these oxides contains MO bond along with OO bond. So there is a metal oxygen bond along with oxygen bond. So here O2 minus, for example KOH, sorry K2O or simply KO2 peroxide, KO2, potassium superoxide. So here potassium is a first group element, therefore it is having a plus 1 state, and here oxygen having minus 1 state, because every compound is always neutral. So K plus, therefore it is O2 minus, therefore potassium superoxide contains O2 minus ion. Therefore potassium oxide, that is KO2, is a superoxide. And one more example, rubidium oxide and cesium oxide, cesium CsO2, all are examples for superoxides because all are having O2 minus ion. O2 minus ion. So the characteristic property of superoxide is whenever superoxide reacted with water, it gives, if suppose KO2, this is superoxide, it is reacted with water, it gives KOH along with H2O and O2. H2O2 and O2. So here any superoxide reacted with water, that is hydrolysis. So hydrolysis of superoxide gives hydrogen peroxide along with water, along with oxygen. So this is the characteristic property of a superoxide. If superoxide reacted with water, that is hydrolysis, it definitely gives hydrogen peroxide along with oxygen. So examples: KO2, RbO2 and CSO2, potassium, rubidium, cesium, all these are examples for superoxides. And third one is dioxide. Third example for polyoxide is dioxide. So dioxide is also a polyoxide. This is polyoxide as similar to peroxide, as similar to peroxide. So what are peroxides? Peroxide contains O2 minus 2 charge. So here dioxide is also polyoxide having a formula like peroxides, that is these are also contains O2 power minus 2 charge, that is O2 minus ion. So O2 minus ion means each oxygen having minus 1 charge. So this oxygen minus 1, this oxygen minus 1. Therefore total it is O2 minus 2. Therefore dioxides also contains O2 minus 2 ion. But the only difference with peroxides is when peroxide reacted with dilute acids, it gives H2O2 along with O2. But here whenever dioxide does not react with dilute acids, but these are only reacted with concentration acids. So any dioxide reacted with concentration acids, it gives H2O along with oxygen. So there is no hydrogen peroxide. In the case of peroxides, a peroxide reacted with a dilute acid, it gives hydrogen peroxide. Whereas dioxide, that is having O2 power minus 2 charge, but this does not react with the dilute acids, but these are reacted with concentration acids. So whenever a dioxide reacted with concentration acid, it gives oxygen along with water molecule. Example: MgO. Mg, that is magnesium, it is having plus 2, therefore O2. So here whenever a dioxide it is reacted with HDSO4, it definitely gives MgSO4 along with H2O and water. Therefore this is the example for a dioxide. So these are also polyoxides having O2 power minus 2 ion, but this does not react with the dilute acids, but these are reacted with concentration acid, it gives water along with oxygen. And then HCl, this is also acid. So whenever a diacid reacted with HCl, it gives H2O along with Cl2 gas. So here dioxide plus HCl, that is concentration HCl, it gives MgCl2 plus H2O plus Cl2. Therefore when it is reacted with HDSO4, it gives oxygen along with water. Whereas dioxide reacted with HCl, it gives Cl2 gas along with water. So these are the differences between peroxides and dioxides. So these are the three types of oxides under the heading of polyoxides. So polyoxide means an oxide which contain more oxygen than expected by the normal valency of metal. So in all these cases oxygen content is more compared to normal valency of metal. Therefore all these are examples for polyoxides. So first one is a normal oxide and the second one is polyoxide. Now third one. So third oxide, that is suboxides. suboxides. So suboxides are defined as if an oxide which contains less oxygen, an oxide which contains less oxygen than expected as the normal valency of metal, normal valency of metal, then that oxide is nothing but suboxide. So first one is normal, that is sufficient oxygen. Second one is a polyoxide, that is having more oxygen than expected. Now suboxide. So suboxide contains less oxygen than expected as the normal valency of metal. So the best suboxide is C3O2, that is carbon suboxide. That is carbon suboxide. So here this carbon suboxide contains, so like this, C double bond C double bond C and again double bond O and double bond O. So this is the structure of carbon suboxide. So here this carbon, that is central carbon, always having 0 oxidation state, whereas remaining 2 carbons having +2 as well as +2 oxidation state. Therefore this oxygen should be -2, this is also -2. Therefore suboxide contains which formula or which ion? So oxygen, oxygen, there are 2 oxygen atoms, so here it is -2 and -2, therefore it is totally -4. Therefore any oxide which contains O2 power -4 ion, so this is ion. When an oxide which contains O2 power -4 ion, then it is a suboxide, then it is a suboxide. Also here these are having less oxygen atoms, so 1 2 3, there are 3 carbon atoms, each carbon having up to +4 oxidation state, but here it is only +2. Therefore here less oxygen than expected by the normal valency of metal. Therefore carbon suboxide is a suboxide. So here C3O2 contains O2 power -4 ion. So if any oxide contain O2 power -4, then it is a suboxide. So this is the third classification basing on oxygen content. And last one is mixed oxides. One is mixed oxides. Mixed. So mixing of any 2 simple oxides, that is if suppose FeO plus Fe2O3, so it gives Fe3O4. This is a mixed oxide. This is a mixed oxide. Therefore mixing of any 2 oxides gives a mixed oxide. So this is iron mixed oxide. So iron O, FeO plus Fe2O3, both are oxides of iron. So mixing of these 2 simple oxides gives an oxide that is nothing but mixed oxide. So one more example, lead, PbO, that is lead oxide plus PbO2. If 2 moles of PbO is reacted with PbO2, it gives, so total 2 moles of Pb and 1 mole of Pb, so totally there are 3 moles and 2 plus 2, there are 4 oxygen atoms. Therefore Pb3O4, this is also mixed oxide because it is formed due to combination of 2 simple oxides. So both are simple lead oxides. So mixing of 2 simple lead oxide gives a mixed lead oxide, that is having a formula Pb3O4. So all these are classification of oxides basing on oxygen content. So first one is normal oxide and the second one is polyoxides. So in polyoxides again there are classified into 3 types. First one is peroxides and the second one is superoxides and the third one is dioxides and the third one is suboxide and last one is mixed oxides. So all these are classified basing on oxygen content. Now second classification. So second classification based on nature of oxide. So that is second classification, that is basing on nature of oxides. Basing on the nature, that is whether it is acidic or basic, so that is the nature. So basing on this, again oxides are classified into three types. So first one is acidic oxides. Acidic oxides. That means these are acidic in nature. So acidic oxides. So acidic oxides are nothing but the oxide which behaves as an acid. Then it is nothing but acidic oxide. So what is acid? If suppose an acid, it is reacted with water, base, then it gives a salt along with water. So this is a character of an acid. So any acid reacted with base definitely gives a salt along with water, then it is acid. And also any acid undergo hydrolysis, that is reacted with water, definitely it gives an acid. So any some X compound reacted with water, if it gives acidic or acid, then it is acidic in nature. If suppose CO2, carbon dioxide. So this is the oxide of carbon. Whenever carbon dioxide reacted with water, that is undergoes hydrolysis, it gives H2CO3. What is H2CO3? This is carbonic acid. Therefore, CO2 reacted with water, it gives an acid. It means CO2 should be acidic in nature. So if it is acidic, then only it is reacted with water, it gives an acid. So H2CO3 is an acid, therefore CO2 is also acidic in nature. This is acidic in nature. Therefore, the definition of acidic oxide is if an oxide reacted with water, it gives an acid, then that oxide is known as acidic oxide. Therefore, CO2 is example for acidic oxide. One more example, NO2, nitrogen dioxide. So whenever nitrogen dioxide reacted with water, so what is the product? Product is HNO3. So that is nitric oxide. So this is an acid, nitric acid. So whenever nitrogen dioxide reacted with water, it gives an acid. Therefore, NO2 is a acidic. And example, next example, SO2, sulfur dioxide. Whenever sulfur dioxide reacted with water, it gives H2SO4 or H2SO3. So basing on the number of moles. So here both are acids, either H2SO4 or H2SO3. Therefore, SO2 is a acidic in nature. Next example, P4O10, phosphorus oxide. So whenever P4O10 reacted with water, it gives H3PO4, that is phosphoric acid. Therefore, P4O10 reacted with water, it gives an acid. Therefore, P4O10 is nothing but it is acidic oxide. Therefore, any oxide which reacted with water, if it gives an acid, then it is a acidic oxide. And also, any acidic oxide reacted with a base, if it gives salt plus water, if suppose, again look at the example of NO2. If suppose SO2, sulfur dioxide, if it is reacted with a base, that is sodium hydroxide, if it is reacted with a base sodium hydroxide, then definitely product is NaSO4 along with water. So what is NaSO4? Sodium sulfate. So here sodium, this is cation, and sulfate. So here Na2SO4. So 2 moles. So totally +2 and -2. Therefore, it is totally +2 oxidation state and this is totally -2 in oxidation state. Therefore, this is a cation, sodium cation, and it is anion. So, sulfate anion and sodium cation. So, it means simply this is a salt. Therefore, some oxide reacted with base, it forms a salt. That means this salt, this oxide should be acidic. So, acidic oxide reacted with water gives an acid. Similarly, acidic oxide reacted with a base should be formed a salt along with water. So, examples are SO2, P4O10, CO2 and like that. And the second one is basic oxides. Second one is basic oxides. Similar definition, only difference is if it is reacted with water it gives acid. In the case of basic oxide, if it is reacted with water, definitely it gives a base. If suppose calcium oxide, CaO, Ca +2 and O -2. So, whenever calcium oxide reacted with water, it gives CaOH twice, calcium hydroxide. So, this is a base. Therefore, CaO is basic in nature. So, an oxide reacted with water gives base, then this oxide should be basic. Therefore, calcium oxide is a basic in nature. And also, whenever an oxide reacted with an acid, that is HCl, it gives, what is the product? CaO plus HCl, that is CaCl2, calcium chloride along with water. So, here 2 moles. So, 2 moles of HCl reacted with CaO, then it gives CaCl2 along with H2O. Therefore, an acid reacted with acid, this is acid, hydrochloric acid, it gives a salt, calcium chloride. So, Ca +2 as well as Cl minus. So, here cation is Ca +2 and anion is 2Cl minus. Therefore, it is a salt. This salt contains both anion as well as cation. Therefore, calcium oxide reacted with HCl, that is an acid, it gives a salt along with water. Therefore, calcium oxide is basic in nature. So, the characteristics of a basic oxide is, if it is reacted with water, it gives a base. If it is reacted with an acid, it gives a salt along with water. And one more example, Na2O, sodium oxide. Again, Na2O reacted with water, it gives NaOH, sodium hydroxide. So, this is the best base. So, sodium oxide reacted with water, it gives a base. Therefore, it is basic in nature. And again, Na2O reacted with HCl, that is an acid, it gives 2NaCl along with water. So, here Na plus as well as Cl minus, it contains both cation as well as anion. Therefore, this is a salt. So, there is a formation of salt takes place by the reaction between Na2O with HCl, that is acid. That is why Na2O is basic in nature. So, these are all examples for basic oxide. And third one is, so what is the third one? Neutral. Neutral oxide. Neutral oxide. So, what are neutral oxide? Neutral oxides are nothing but these are the oxides which does not form either acids or base with reacted with water. If suppose CO, carbon monoxide, NO, nitric oxide, whenever these oxides reacted with water, there is no formation of acid and there is no formation of a base. So, does not give acid as well as does not give a base. Then that oxide is known as a neutral oxide. Therefore, neutral oxides are the oxides neither form acids nor form bases when reacted with water. Therefore, best examples are CO, carbon monoxide, and nitric oxide. So both are reacted with water, but there is no formation of acid or a base. That is why all these are examples for neutral oxides. And finally, last classification, that is last example, that is amphoteric oxides. So what is amphoteric? If an oxide gives both acidic as well as basic compounds when reacted with water, then it is nothing but a amphoteric compound. So best example is zinc oxide. So whenever zinc oxide reacted with HCl, that is acid, then it gives, so 2 moles of HCl, it gives ZnCl2 salt along with H2O. So here ZnO reacted with a acid, it gives a salt. So in this case, ZnO behaves as a basic nature because base plus acid gives salt. If it is reacted with HCl, it gives a salt. It means ZnO is a basic in nature. And if it is reacted with a base, that is ZnO plus NaOH, then it gives Na2ZnO2 along with water. So this is also a salt along with water. So in this case, ZnO reacted with a base, that is strong base NaOH, it gives a salt. That means ZnO behaves as a acidic in nature. Therefore, zinc oxide reacted with acid gives salt. Similarly, zinc oxide reacted with the base, again it forms salt. It means zinc oxide behaves as both acidic as well as basic in nature. And one more example for this one is Al2O3, aluminum trioxide. This is also amphoteric. This is also amphoteric because whenever Al2O3 reacted with HCl, it gives a salt, and also whenever it is reacted with NaOH, it gives again salt. Therefore, this is acidic as well as basic. And also Al2O3 reacted with water, it forms both acid as well as base. So it forms both acid as well as base when it is reacted with water. Therefore, all these are examples for amphoteric oxides. So this is the classification of oxides basing on nature. So totally oxides are classified by 2 parameters. So first parameter is basing on, first one is basing on oxygen content, and the second parameter is nature. So basing on oxygen content, these are classified into 4 types. So what are there? First one is normal oxide, and the second one is polyoxide. So under polyoxides, again 3 types. First one is peroxide, and second one is superoxide, and third one is dioxide. And now third classification is suboxide, and last one is mixed oxide. So all these are classification of oxides basing on oxygen content. Similarly, basing on nature, these are classified into 4 types. First one is acidic, second one is basic, third one is neutral, and last one is amphoteric. So all these are classification of oxides. So all these are compounds of oxygen family. So stop here today, and then afternoon session I will start 17th group elements, that is halogens. So what are the elements present in 17th group and the properties as well as the compounds of halogens. So stop here today. I will discuss remaining later. Thank you.